Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Jersey Halal Spots Chit Chat. I'm Imran, and today from the admin team, we also have Adnan. And today we have a very special episode because we have a guest in Sherjan Ahmad. So, Sherjan, tell us your background and what are you doing these days?
Hi, Imran and Adnan. Thank you for having me on your, platform, your show, Jersey Halal Spots. And it's an honor because I love food and uh, and to meet people, who share the same sentiments is cool, So basically, a little background to what I'm doing right now in this pandemic. So I started playing music from the age of 13, and music has always been a big part in my family. Even my grandfather loves to sing. My father obviously made a career and profession out of it, and my mother as well. She's a great singer too. So music was always very natural in our family, and so I picked up the guitar at 13, and I remember I was just obsessed with Junoon's music,
Hmm.
and naturally, and I remember I would just sit in my room and figure out all the guitar chords and the solos to the songs. I remember I would just go to my father and show him what I've been learning and stuff, and he'd be like, that's pretty good because learning by ear is not that easy at times, and sometimes you can mess up on things. So the fact that he acknowledged that I was doing well was a achievement for me at that age. So I was lucky, this past couple of years to perform as one of the backing vocalists with Junoon for the tour. So that was fun. And in this pandemic, I found it to be a good opportunity to record my music. So I've been releasing my own original songs, which I put out. I put out 5, 6 songs in this entire time, and I
Wow.
thought, yeah, you guys should check it out. And whoever's listening, if they go on my YouTube page, they'll see my songs there.
So you've been
So
productive with the music. You brought out the 5 to 6 songs. But where did the food part come in? Because how did you come to Jersey Halal Spots? So one day last week, we were on the group page and we see this post from Sherjan Ahmad asking for the best Bihari kebabs in the area. And we're like, Sherjan Ahmad's in our group. So how did you join our group?
so it's interesting, I rarely check my Facebook invites. You would say, like, when people invite you to join a page. So I remember a friend of mine invited me to this page, and I wasn't sure why. It just said he invited you to Jersey Halal Spot. So I clicked on the page, and I'm scrolling down, and I'm noticing, wow, this is a pretty awesome, page. Like, people are, you know, informing others about the new places that have opened up in the area. And, if you have a question about, if you're looking for something, it's instant. So I was like, I have to join this page. So I clicked accept. And I remember that day I was just craving some Bihari kebabs. And I was like, all right, I need to know, because it's not easy to find nice, like, halal spots nearby. So, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of, instantly people just responding and letting you know where to go, where to get the best, food. And I'm glad I joined it. And, it's great to know that I connected with Imran through that, and as you as well know, Adnan.
So, I mean, have you been to any of the places in New Jersey after joining the group, or are you still trying to figure out which place you want to go to?
So it's interesting, actually. This is interesting because music also connected me to food in a way. So
Yeah.
about a couple months ago, I was shooting a video for one of my songs, my original songs, in New Brunswick.
Oh,
And
wow.
That's a
yeah,
hub for halal food.
it was a hike. It was a hike, and we shot the video. Now, obviously, after when you're done with the shoot, you're hungry.
Yeah.
So, so the director was like, "There's this place here in called Chai Chenak, or
Yep.
uh,
Very popular place on the group.
Yeah, and I was like fast because I'd heard about it. I didn't know what it was. And when I went there, obviously there's COVID, guidelines being practiced as well. So they had a tent and they had people distanced and I remember that place was amazing. Like I was lucky to find, that place was only like a 5 minute drive from where we were. And I remember I tried their Bihari kebab rolls, which were really good. And then I had their tandoori naan, obviously. And they had this mint mojito and masala mojito.
Yeah. I just had it last week. That mojito is amazing.
Yeah. I think that's definitely like one of their specialties for sure, that drink.
And the thing with Chai Chanak is that we're not used to seeing restaurants decorated like that. They really, I don't know if you got to go inside, but they bring a lot of Pakistan truck art and culture to the restaurant. And even the tent, like their owner, Khizr, he does events and he's been doing events for years. So he takes a lot of pride in his decor. So he has like chandeliers in that tent. He has that backdrop. He puts in a lot of effort. And it's just not like, oh, I put up a tent and that's it.
Like you don't know these things until somebody tells you. So I think your page, in a way, is a big, doing a big service to people by informing them that there are places like these, and it kind of feels like you're at home. You're back in Pakistan, like it feels very homely in that sense.
So I know back in 2019, you guys were touring around the U.S. for the Junoon concerts. So what easy was it for you to find halal food around the country? And like, were there any certain spots that stood out in your mind? Like, oh, this is really good food, especially for like U.S. standards. So tell us your experience when you were touring.
Yeah, so I remember when we would tour, we would mostly be in a hotel room, which is not that fun because you're ordering room service and the food is quite like similar, in most hotels. But I remember it's not actually very easy to find good halal places across America. But I noticed the cities that really were great were Jersey for sure. Um, Houston, Texas was big. Dallas and Houston. There's a big community, South Asian community there. So I remember after the Houston concert, one of a family friend was like, we were exhausted, but they're like, you have to come with us to this restaurant in Houston, and it was called Cafe Maval.
I've been there. It's huge. It's like a football field in the back. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's insane.
And apparently Ali Heather goes there a lot too because he lives in that area portion of the year. So my friends have seen him over there as well.
Oh, really? No, it's like Adnan was like, it's amazing. The setup is just like the way they have seatings. Like there's a couch area, like they have one section on the side, and they have tables on the other section, but it's huge. So
it's funny that you mentioned Houston. So before the tour started, Rehan Siddiqui started like basically a promotional piece at this restaurant called Aga's, where your father, Ali Azmat, and Brian, and actually I was dining the same time they all came. So when I'm walking out, they were walking in. So I actually bumped into the van. This was right before the tour. This was like their promotional piece, like right before the tour. So like it's funny how everything just connects together. And now I can tell experience how he bumped into your father and Junaid Jamshed back in 2012 in Washington, D.C. for the ISNA convention.
I was there.
Yeah.
I performed as well. I don't know if you remember. I had like curly, shaggy hair.
I gotta look at the video. It's on YouTube. I will look at the video.
You might not recognize me at that time, but that's cool because that ISNA convention was one of the first times I performed.
Really?
So that's
2012, right?
Adnan, you were there. That's amazing.
I was there too.
He was there, but he didn't bump into him.
Was there.
I literally was in my hotel room. I came downstairs to the lobby and I see right in the lobby, Salman Ahmad standing there. I'm like, what the? I'm like in like a t-shirt and my like shorts. I'm like, oh, I got to get a picture. I still have that picture, but I literally got a picture with him down there. And then we saw Junaid Jamshed a little while later. My cousins, we all got pictures with Junaid Jamshed too. We're like, they're all here. We got to get these pictures. So it was like
small world, you know, like when Imran is telling the story of him at the restaurant and then you at Isna, that's scary because we were technically all there, but we never met.
Exactly. I was at the performance, the entertainment night. So for that Isna, I was there for the performance. So I did see you there too. So I didn't realize it till now until you mentioned it. But yeah, that's funny how I seen you.
That was really memorable because, you know, we lost, you know, Junaid's uncle, and it's really sad. But I'll never forget that because that was probably the only time I ever, you know, got a chance to even like perform with him or, you know, anything.
So that's probably your fondest memory of him because you got to perform with him?
For sure, for sure. And I think I was only 18 or something, or 19, something like that. I was very young, and I remember it was a lot of nerves because there's so many, you know, like people from all over the world, all Muslims.
Over 10,000 people attend that conference. So you had like basically a crowd of 10,000 watching you perform and everything.
That was pretty like one of those moments, you know, where you just kind of don't look up, you just look down.
So now we're going to do a little quick fire session. So I'm going to ask you some questions and just choose one answer, and whatever comes to mind first, that's it. So
sure.
If you had to choose between biryani or pulao, what would you choose?
Biryani.
There we go.
And I have to mention one thing. My mom used to do a cooking show in the 90s back in Pakistan called Dalda. I'm sure you might have heard of the oil.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever, you know, have to try the best biryani, I would say she makes the best biryani.
I'm gonna take you up on that offer. Let us know when.
Let us know. Does she make it with aloo though? Because that's a big controversy in our. Ooh. So there's aloo in it.
She does, yeah. She makes it with aloo.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's one win for the aloo crew.
So next question: Bihari kebabs or Sikh kebabs?
I think you might know this. Bihari kebabs.
Bihari kebabs is what brought you to our group, basically.
Yes.
All right. Bun kebabs or burgers?
Ooh. I have to say I do like burgers. Okay. I like burgers.
Nihari or Halim?
Nihari.
Oh, okay. I know. Gulab Jamun or Ras Malai?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with Gulab Jamun. There's something about, you know, festivities and weddings where they just have it all the time and it's so addicting.
There's this new trend now that a lot of people are making cakes that are fusion cakes. So you get a Gulab Jamun cake or a Ras Malai cake. Have you had one of those fusion cakes yet?
Whoa, no way. Where's this?
There are a bunch of like local bakers that are making it. There's actually a popular place in New York that makes it too. It's called Farine Baking Company. They have a Gulab Jamun cheesecake.
That's awesome. That's like revolutionary. That's like people experimenting with like our desi food.
So there's one thing I wanted to bring up. So before I even reached out to you, I watched your video with the band Jean on Din Pakistan. So I want to give you a lot of credit. That's a phenomenal video.
Thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed that video because you guys have a lot of footage of northern Pakistan, the beauty of Pakistan that a lot of people are not aware of. And then like you have a lot of clips from the 92 World Cup, you know, brings a lot of fond memories because that's when I first started watching cricket. And just besides like the great footage, I mean, the lyrics and it's a very uplifting, motivating song. And like seeing that how the 2020 World Cup's probably gonna happen this year, most likely that's gonna be a song I'm gonna be listening to before every Pakistan match to pump me up.
That's really humbling, Imran. Thank you so much. Like that.
One question about your father. What is his favorite halal restaurant around here? New York, New Jersey.
Wow, that's a tricky question. So usually, if I was to give his Response, I think he'd say he loves my mom's food.
The
Smart
safe
man.
answer.
Yeah. But if there was a restaurant, I don't know if you guys tried this. It's more in this area, New York, Shah's Halal Food.
Yes.
Yeah, they're opening up everywhere. We just got one in New Jersey.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, their grand opening was literally a few weeks ago. But they have they started out as a cart, and now they have many locations all over.
Oh, nice. So they were a food truck kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
It up. Sherjan, thank you so much for your time. I mean, it was an honor to have you on our chat, and you know, keep asking away for questions, and we'll be looking out for your new stuff, and that'll be it from Jersey Halal Spots.
Thank you. Thank you, Adnan and Imran.
thank
Thank you so
you.
much.